My father called the police on me for damaging his $80,000 Camaro. He was stunned when the officer showed him the dash cam video. I'm Jason, and I never imagined that an object could tear our family apart. But my dad proved me wrong. He valued cars more than he valued people. He clearly cared more for his new Camaro than for me. In the end, that car was the source of his total downfall. My father, Robert, was a man who prioritized his image above all else. He was a successful real estate agent in our town, the kind of person whose face appeared on bus benches and billboards. He wore the perfect suit, had the perfect watch, and wanted the ideal family. The issue was that I didn't fit that image. At 22, I worked as a mechanic and often had grease under my nails. To him, I was a disappointment. He desired a son who was a lawyer, or a doctor, someone he could boast about at the country club. Instead, he got me. We lived in a spacious house in a gated community. I was still at home because I was saving for a down payment on my own place. I paid rent to my parents, bought my own groceries, and kept to myself. My mother, Linda, was quiet. She spent her life trying to maintain peace, tiptoeing around my father's enormous ego. 3 months ago, my dad went through what I call his super midlife crisis. He bought a brand new Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. It was black on black, resembling a stealth bomber, and cost over $80,000. It was an incredible machine with 650 horsepower, loud, fast, and aggressive, just like him. He was obsessed with it. He parked it in the garage and even put up velvet ropes around it so no one would touch the paint. Every night, he wiped it down with a microfiber cloth, and set strict rules: no food or drinks inside, and especially, Jason is never allowed to touch it. I didn't care. I worked on cars all day, and drove fast vehicles at the shop. I didn't need to drive his precious toy. But he made a point of flaunting it to me, saying this is a machine for men who have earned it while jingling the keys. He would say something like, maybe one day, if you get a real job, you can afford a tire for a car like this. I ignored him. I knew he was a terrible driver, aggressive, impatient, and convinced that the road rules didn't apply to him because he drove a luxury car. I worried he might hurt himself in it. That worry drove me to act. About 2 weeks after he bought the car, I got him a dash cam. It wasn't cheap. It was a high-end 4K camera that recorded from the front, back, and inside the cabin. It featured GPS, speed tracking, and cloud backup. I gave it to him as a peace offering, saying, Dad, with a car this expensive, you need protection. People drive recklessly. This will prove it wasn't your fault if someone hits you. He laughed it off, saying he didn't need a camera because he was a great driver, but told me to install it without scratching the dashboard. I set it up perfectly, hiding the wires so they were invisible. I linked it to the cloud and showed him how it worked. He barely paid attention and forgot about it, assuming it was just another gadget. Fast forward to last Saturday. It was a humid night. My mom was away visiting her sister for the weekend, leaving just me and my dad at home. After a long shift at the shop, I was exhausted and went to my room around 9 p.m., put on my headphones, played some video games, and fell asleep. I was jolted awake by loud banging on my door, aggressive knocks. I checked my phone. It was 3:15 a.m. Jason, open this door. Open it right now. It was my father, sounding frantic. Confused and groggy, I rolled out of bed and opened the door. He barged in, wearing his bathrobe but sweating profusely. You ungrateful little thief, he shouted. What did you do? What are you talking about? I replied, still rubbing my eyes. The car, my Camaro, it's gone. My stomach sank. Gone? Did someone steal it? Don't play dumb with me, he yelled, getting close. I could smell alcohol on his breath. The keys are missing from the hook. You're the only one here. You took it for a joyride, didn't you? Where is it? Did you scratch it? Dad, I've been asleep since 10, I insisted. I didn't touch your car. I don't want to drive it. Liar, he screamed. I'm calling the police. I'm not protecting you this time. You steal my car, you pay the price. He pulled out his phone and dialed 911. I stood there, shocked. He was reporting his own son for grand theft auto. I tried to reason with him. Dad, hang up. Let's check outside. Maybe you parked it elsewhere. I parked it in the garage, he roared. Now the garage door is open, and the car is gone. He told the operator my son stole my $80,000 vehicle. I want officers here now. 20 minutes later, our front yard was lit up with blue and red lights. 2 police cars arrived, followed shortly by a tow truck not for us. An officer approached the door. Officer Miller, a big guy with a serious demeanor, asked Mr. Reynolds. Yes, my dad replied, putting on a victim act, looking like he might cry. Thank you for coming. I'm devastated. My son has a problem. He took my new Camaro while I was sleeping. I just want my car back. Officer Miller looked at me. Is this your son? Yes, Dad said. He's a mechanic. He knows how to hotwire cars or just took the keys. He's been jealous of that car since I bought it. Officer Miller turned to me. Sir, step onto the porch, please. I stepped out, saying, Officer, I didn't take the car. I've been asleep. Just then, another radio call came through on the officer's shoulder mic, loud enough for us to hear. Dispatch to Unit 4. We found a vehicle matching the description, black Camaro ZL1. It's wrapped around a utility pole on Oak Street. Total loss. No driver on scene. My dad gasped dramatically, covering his mouth. Oh my God. He wrecked it. He wrecked my dream car. He pointed a shaking finger at me. You destroyed it, you useless, jealous waste of space. I didn't drive it. I yelled back. I was in bed. Save it for the judge, Dad spat. He turned to the officer. I want to press charges. Full extent grand theft auto, destruction of property, reckless driving, everything. I want him arrested. Maybe prison will straighten him out. Officer Miller looked at me suspiciously. Son, if you were driving, you need to tell us. Leaving the scene of an accident is a felony. If you were drunk, it's worse. I wasn't driving, I insisted. Check the car for fingerprints. Check the seat position. I'm 6'2" and my dad is 5'8". The seat will be different. He probably moved the seat, Dad yelled. Officer, look at him. He's lying. He's always been a liar. I felt trapped. My own father was trying to frame me. He was so convincing, respected in the community, while I was just the grease monkey son. I could tell the officer was leaning towards believing him. Turn around and place your hands behind your back, Officer Miller said to me. I'm detaining you while we investigate. I felt the cold metal of the handcuffs click onto my wrists. My dad stood there with his arms crossed, a satisfied look on his face. He wasn't upset about the car anymore. He was pleased he was winning against me. Take him away, Dad said. Then it hit me, the dash cam. My father had forgotten about it. He never used the app or checked the memory card, but I had the app on my phone. Officer, I shouted. Wait. The car has a camera. Officer Miller paused. What? I installed a dash cam in that car 3 weeks ago. It records the interior and exterior. It uploads to the cloud. I have the app on my phone. It will show you exactly who was driving. My dad's face went pale. Under the flashing blue lights of the police car, I saw his confidence drain away. There's no camera, Dad stammered. He's making it up. He's stalling. It's on my phone, I said. My phone is in my pocket. Please, officer, look at the footage. If it shows me driving, take me to jail, but you have to look. Officer Miller glanced at my dad, who was sweating heavily, then looked back at me. Okay, he said. I'll look. He unlocked one of my handcuffs so I could reach my phone. My hands were shaking, not from fear but from adrenaline. I opened the app, connected to the cloud storage, and found a file from that night, with a timestamp of 2:30 a.m. Here, I said, handing the phone to the officer. Officer Miller took the phone, and my dad stepped forward, looking like he wanted to grab it. Stay back, sir, the officer warned. He pressed play and turned up the volume. The video began with laughter. It wasn't my voice, it was my dad's. Stick to the floor, baby, he said in the video. He was in the driver's seat with a woman beside him, a woman I recognized as Mrs. Henderson, the wife of his business partner. She was laughing, holding a red Solo cup. Slow down, Robert, she giggled, spilling her drink onto the leather seats. This car can handle it, baby, Dad slurred, clearly drunk. Officer Miller looked up from the phone at my dad. Is that you, sir? My dad was frozen, like a statue, unable to respond. The video continued, showing the car swerving. The speedometer displayed 85 miles per hour in a 35 zone. Then the woman screamed, watch out. There was a loud thud, and the car jerked violently. What was that, she cried. Shut up, Dad yelled in the video. He didn't stop, he accelerated. You have to stop, she screamed. I can't stop. I've been drinking. I'll lose my license, he shouted back. The car took a sharp turn, tires screeching, and Dad lost control. The camera spun as the car did, then there was a massive crunch. The airbags deployed, filling the cabin with dust. The video went silent for a moment, then coughing. We've got to go, Dad said, pushing the airbag away. Run. I'll report it stolen. I'll blame Jason. He's home. You can't blame your son, the woman cried. He's a loser. Nobody will believe him. Dad shouted. Get out. Run through the woods to your house. I'll run home. The video showed them scrambling out of the wreckage. The recording ended, and Officer Miller stood there in silence for a moment. He looked at the phone, then at me. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the key to the handcuffs, unlocking my wrists. I'm sorry, son, Officer Miller said, then turned to my father. My dad trembled, trying to speak, but unable to form words. He looked like a trapped animal. Mr. Reynolds, Officer Miller said, his tone firm and cold. Turn around and place your hands behind your back. Wait. Dad squeaked. It was a deepfake. He edited it. That's AI. Save it, the officer said, seizing my dad's wrist and spinning him around. He cuffed him tightly. Robert Reynolds, you are under arrest for driving under the influence, reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident with injury, and filing a false police report. Jiffy, Dad asked, his voice shaking. Yes, the officer replied. We received a report of a pedestrian hit on Oak Street 5 minutes before the crash. He's in critical condition. This makes it a felony hit and run. You're facing serious time. My dad began crying, not the fake tears he shed earlier, but real, ugly sobs. Jason, he yelled as the officer escorted him to the cruiser. Tell them you let me drive. Don't let them take me. I'm your father. I stood on the porch with my arms crossed, staring him down. You said it yourself, Dad, I replied, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. I'm just a loser. Nobody will believe me. They shoved him into the back of the police car. The aftermath was harsh. My mom returned the next morning, and I had to show her the video. Watching her husband drunk with another woman, plotting to frame their son, shattered something in her, but it also awakened her. She filed for divorce immediately. With the video evidence of his infidelity and criminal actions, she had all the leverage. The man my dad hit survived, thankfully, but he sustained a broken leg and a concussion. Dad is facing a massive lawsuit from him, along with the criminal charges. Since he was the face of his real estate firm, the news ruined his business overnight. No one wants to buy a house from a man who injures pedestrians and frames his own child. His partners kicked him out, and he's currently in jail awaiting trial. The judge denied him bail due to being a flight risk, and having a history of lying to authorities. As for me, I'm doing well. With Dad out of the picture, Mom needed help managing the estate and finances. She realized I wasn't just a grease monkey. I helped her deal with the lawyers and banks. We sold the big house, it held too many bad memories. She bought a nice condo for herself, and gave me a significant sum from the settlement as an apology for not supporting me sooner. I used that money to open my own performance auto shop, which is thriving. I have a waiting list of customers who trust me with their cars. Sometimes people ask if I feel sorry for my dad, saying he's still your father. I just think back to that night, and how easily he was willing to sacrifice my life to protect his reputation. I remember him screaming he's a loser while wiping his mistress's lipstick off his face. No, I don't feel sorry. He loved that Camaro more than anything. It's fitting that the car took everything from him. The Camaro was totaled, crushed into a cube at the scrapyard. But I kept one thing from it, the dash cam. It sits on a shelf in my office at my new shop, a reminder that the truth always comes out, especially in 4K resolution.